Hello and welcome back to Chartered Accountants Global Update, the weekly audio newsletter that keeps you connected with our global community of over 1.8 million trusted professionals. You know, there's something special about scrolling through LinkedIn or reading the news and seeing a chartered accountant making headlines, not just for crunching numbers, but for genuinely changing the world. That's exactly what inspired today's episode. We're doing a deep dive into something really close to our hearts here at Chartered Accountants Worldwide, our Difference Makers series. Now, if you've been following us, you might have heard whispers about difference makers here and there. But today, we're pulling back the curtain and showing you just how expansive and exciting this initiative really is. Trust me, by the end of this episode, you're going to want to get involved. So, let's get into it. So let's start with the big question. What exactly is a difference maker? Well, it's pretty simple, really. We believe that finance is at the heart of every organization, and chartered accountants, that's all of you listening, have the skills, training, and perspective to create meaningful change that goes way beyond the balance sheet. Your impact extends into communities, economies, and society as a whole. And honestly, the timing couldn't be more perfect. As we're all navigating post-pandemic recovery and dealing with economic uncertainty from global conflicts, expert financial guidance is absolutely crucial. This is our moment to show governments, businesses, and individuals just how vital chartered accountants are in building a stronger, more resilient future. But here's the thing, we're not just talking about it. We're showcasing it through multiple podcast series and webinar programs that are honestly some of the most engaging content we've ever produced. Let's kick off with our Difference Makers Discuss webinars. Now, this isn't your typical stuffy business presentation. These are real conversations about real issues. We're talking diversity, mental health, trust in business, digital disruption, and yes, even the climate emergency. What I love about these sessions is that we're not shying away from the tough stuff. Every episode features difference makers from our Chartered Accountants Worldwide family having genuine conversations about the biggest issues facing businesses today. These aren't theoretical discussions. These are people sharing their lived experiences, their struggles, and their solutions. The format is brilliant too. Sinead Donovan leads these interactive sessions with renowned experts from around the world. We're covering everything from financial reporting to business strategy, spotlighting individuals whose journeys exemplify courage and ambition. And for those of you thinking, oh no, I missed the live session, don't worry. We've got you covered with on-demand podcasts so you can listen at your own convenience. Whether you're commuting, at the gym, or just grabbing your morning coffee, you can tune in whenever works for you. Now, let's talk about where it all started. The original Difference Makers podcast. This was our first venture into celebrating the lives and work of people who have genuinely transformed communities, businesses, and the wider world. Each episode introduces you to a new difference maker, and let me tell you, the stories are incredible. Our very first episode featured David Nussbaum, who describes himself as a prisoner of hope. And trust me, once you hear his story, you'll understand exactly what he means. What makes this podcast special is that it's not just about professional achievements. We're diving deep into how these individuals have made a real difference in the lives of others. It's inspiring, it's authentic, and it'll probably make you think differently about your own potential impact. But wait, there's more. Our colleagues over at CAW Network USA recently launched their own spin on the concept with Beyond Accounting Difference Makers. And this one has a slightly different flavor that I absolutely love. Each episode highlights a professional chartered accountant who's making waves in their company, industry, or society. But here's the kicker. You're not just learning about what they've done, you're getting their actual advice on success and how to push boundaries to change the landscape for the better. It's like having a mentor session with some of the most innovative chartered accountants in America. Whether you're in the US or not, the insights are universal and incredibly practical. Now, here's something that really gets me excited. Our Young Difference Makers podcast. Because, let's be honest, when we talk about experienced professionals making a difference, sometimes we forget that impact doesn't have an age requirement. These are young chartered accountants who aren't waiting for permission to solve problems. They're already working on solutions to some of the most pressing issues affecting not just our sector, but the world more broadly. The energy and fresh perspectives these young professionals bring is absolutely infectious. What I love about this series is that it's proof that you don't need decades of experience to be a difference maker. Sometimes all you need is passion, creativity, and the willingness to think differently. So, why are we shining such a bright spotlight on all of this? Well, frankly, because the world needs it. We're living in times where trust in institutions is shaky, where businesses are grappling with unprecedented challenges, and where the next generation is demanding more from their careers than just a paycheck. The Difference Makers series isn't just content, it's a movement. It's showing the world that chartered accountants aren't just number crunchers hiding behind spreadsheets. We're strategic thinkers, problem solvers, ethical leaders, and yes, genuine difference makers. Every time someone listens to one of these podcasts or attends a webinar, they're not just learning something new, they're becoming part of a global conversation about how our profession can lead positive change. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This all sounds amazing, but how do I get involved? Great question. First, start listening. All of these podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and pretty much every other platform you can think of. Find the series that resonates with you most and dive in. Second, if you're interested in the live webinars, keep an eye on our website and social channels. The interactive format means you can be part of the conversation, not just a passive listener. And third, and this is the big one, consider your own story. Are you making a difference in your workplace, your community, or your industry? Because if you are, we want to hear about it. The Difference Makers series is always looking for new voices and fresh perspectives, so reach out to us and let us know. So there you have it, your deep dive into the Difference Makers series. From thought-provoking webinars to inspiring podcast stories, from seasoned professionals to rising stars, it's all about showcasing the incredible impact that chartered accountants are having every single day. The beauty of this whole initiative is that it's not just about celebrating what's already been done. It's about inspiring what comes next. Every story shared, every discussion had, every piece of advice given is planting seeds for the next wave of difference makers. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with this thought. You don't have to wait for permission to be a difference maker. You don't need a fancy title or years of experience. What you need is the willingness to look beyond the numbers and see the human impact of your work. What you need is the courage to speak up, step up, and make a difference. Because at the end of the day, that's what being a chartered accountant is really about. Using our skills, our training, and our unique perspective to build a better world for everyone. That's all for this episode of Chartered Accountants Global Update. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our weekly updates, and definitely check out the Difference Makers content we've talked about today. Until next week, keep making a difference wherever you are in the world.